Adamawa State, located in the northeastern Nigeria, with a catchment population of over 4 million people, is one among the states that have been ravaged by Boko Haram, the consequent effect of which has rendered many homeless and in abject poverty, thereby making women and children vulnerable to food security challenges. This menace, perhaps, is source of concern to Proact project, funded by European Union, implemented by Oxfam and Cruden in Adamawa State.
So our visit to the local governments that Proact has acted was very impressive based on the testimonies of women and farmers that were involved in the project. That is why at the moment we are really strategizing to see how the state government can take ownership and then start a project, continue from where Proact has stopped in the remaining local governments.
According to the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture, Adamawa State, Dr. Dishi Kobe, Proact project implemented by Oxfam and Cruden, supported by European Union, has been of tremendous assistance not only to the people, but to the state government.
Because of the progress we saw in the conduct of their activities, I've been part and parcel of the activities. They are training of our extension agents. You know, due to resources, states cannot train extension agents much. But Proact actually took the pain of training our extension agents about 3 times yearly. Presently, a training is going on our extension agents. That alone has built a very strong confidence from the state as regards to Oxfam.
This is because the Pro-Resilience project has relieved the burden of poverty alleviation and job creation through agricultural investment, farm inputs distribution, training of communities in modern methods of farming. Proact project as a pilot in Adamawa State was implemented in Fofore, Guyuk, Song, and Mubi South local government areas. The Pro-Resilience Action Project, Proact intervention, is aimed at improving food security and livelihoods of 40 rural communities of Adamawa State.
I see that as something very important. It's remarkable because not many projects can do this. They don't have the power of replicating themselves this quickly. It's also remarkable, to see that the project has generated more than €1 million in cash, to continue with the systemic change is pursuing for the population even after the end of the project. It's remarkable to have a project doing something like that from the replication standpoint. By the end of the project, what we're going to see is you're going to see some of the building blocks of the project have already been replicated for about 3 years, by the time the project closing.
In Bobini village of Guyuk local government area, beneficiaries laud the performance of Proact in the communities, especially in the area of provision of farm inputs, seedlings, and other supportive services. Labaga Ezekiel is one of the benefiting farmers of this project. He reveals the fact that even as a university graduate, he is able to establish himself in the business of farming, which Proact has helped to boost. Today, he is able to produce over 160 bags of rice per hectare.
Before the intervention of Proact, I have been into farming for 2 years before the coming of Cruden. But Cruden has changed my life. It has improved the quality of my activities in so many ways. Before it came into reality, I was not able to farm up to a hectare of land. But with the introduction of Cruden to the community, I'm able to farm more than a hectare of land. And why I'm able to do that is because Cruden gives me fertilizer. Cruden, I can access loan through Cruden, of which through that loan, I'm able to pay my workers in the farm. I'm able to use that money to buy some herbicide in order to improve the yield of my farm.
Considering the dynamic nature of social strata and social economic activities of many communities in the state, the project strategically through Village Savings and Loans Association, VSLAs, empowered 13,835 males, as well as 18,821 females. This indicates that a total of 32,656 persons benefited through the formation of 1,500 groups. In addition, 1,050 VSLA formed in the local governments, replicating the Proact project.
With the coming of the Proact, things have changed. Proact project, we call it like a project of demonstrating possibilities. So with the committed staff that we have in the field, and also experience, and also the support from the stakeholders, especially the government officials, and also the traditional rulers and then the community partners, were able to achieve a lot in the field. People that don't have access to agricultural input now can access fertilizer before the rainy season. For the farmer to start rainy farming activities, he wants to get this input timely. So in Proact, we did that, and this has resulted to increase in the production or in yield these farmers are actually harvesting from their farms.
Similarly, the project, through its unconditional cash transfer, reached 1,620 less privileged indigents, whereby 937 females and 683 males benefited.
I think the most important, that what I like the most, is the participatory approach. The community owns the program. And I think this is very important here in Nigeria. We need down-up approaches, because very often the communities are left alone because they need to find ways to sustain themselves, become more resilient. So, and little by little, we have addressed not only food insecurity, but we have managed to increase production. So this is what I call the Oxfam model. And what is very important is that food banks have been created for communities, and they can draw food from the food bank in the lean season when they are affected by a shock. For example, if they have to leave, there is a family member that passes away, so, and they cannot harvest, they can use that, and then they pay back. And I think this is a very, very good model. Another thing that we know that it happens very normally in Nigeria, especially for the small whole farmers, that they are the majority of the population. We should not forget that now we are on more than 100 million Nigerians living below the poverty line. Through cash for work, storage was provided for communities. It was one of the issues they had, that after harvest, grains were wasted. The little grain that they are producing, they were wasted. I had as well the opportunity to visit a farm school, and it was very nice. And an opportunity as well to remind the government that farm schools, they have to be organized and run by the extension workers. And of course, this is another issue in Nigeria, because we are not here. We cannot, as a donor, replace the government. We need to work with the government and our partners, but it's very important that the government responds to those needs, like the need to increase the number of extension workers.
The European Union funding is primarily for catalytic action to demonstrate possibilities that we can use the small pot of fund that we have to demonstrate, to test ideas. And then from the results that I imagine from these ideas, we would expect that these ideas will take root, and then we can expand the scope of possibilities to other communities, to other people, to other local governments.
As the project worked closely with the communities to strengthen participation and equity for a robust economic growth, members of households engaged is up to 1,871, among which 934 were males against 937 females through cash for work. Payments were made to members of communities associations for constructing grain banks, roads, toilets, and others, as agreed with community leaders to indirectly create alternative sources of income for the rural dwellers, which today, in turn, has helped many escape the pangs of hunger, as they are able to sustain their livelihoods without resorting to any negative strategy as a result of non-availability of food.
For me, I believe strongly that the community has a role to play in terms of sustainability. It's true that government can support. It's true that other NGOs can support. Yes, NGOs have done the foundation, have laid the foundation. I believe strongly that going on forward from here, we can work with the communities and insist to them that government is not giving money, but that they should sustain this project going forward within the community. Look, these VSLA groups that have been formed, they should not stop meeting at all. They should continue to meet, they should continue to contribute funds and buy shares among themselves and give loans to themselves, and eventually they will grow. And then we have moved on from the VSLA to the VSLF, which is the VSLF Federation. I believe also that if we monitor these groups well and we build their capacity in leadership, in the areas of how sustainability can be achieved, I think to a large extent we will do well to ensure sustainability. Again, we can say, okay, from time to time, perhaps we can link them up with other organizations so that they can benefit from other capacity building, other even sources of funding that can also support them. I believe also that will ensure sustainability.
This unprecedented increase in yield and quality of agricultural commodities by the beneficiaries of Proact project implemented by Oxfam and Cruden in Adamawa State therefore called for critical thinking to create market linkages with off-takers such as Guinness Nigeria, where in 2018, 28,102 kilogram and 26,543.16 kilograms of sorghum was bought from Guyuk local government, resulting in the empowerment of 32 females and 144 project beneficiaries, respectively. Rabiu Hamidu is a member of Mitriking Village Savings and Loan Association VSLA in Mawa village of Gude community. He is one of the beneficiaries of Proact project, both farming skills training and has milling and dehusking machine given to him by Proact.
EU, Oxfam and Cruden assist us. Before, I am zero level. Even what to eat to me is problem. So close to my parents that depend on me. They assist us with fertilizer to produce food crops to ourselves. By then, I am producing a food that is not up to what I will eat me alone, talk less of my parents that depends on me. With that now, I am now producing a food crops that not less than 30 bags to satisfy myself and satisfy my parents' needs and even my neighbors. Now from zero level, now I become a multi-millionaire in food production. So, and apart of that, now EU Oxfam provide machine for us. That milling machine, it works with 2 people. When the work is many, you will get 3 employers a day. And this one, we are using 2. So now by zero, now I have a minimum of 5 employees under me.
Furthermore, the project found it pertinent to strengthen the food value chain through the provision of grinding, milling and dehusking machines to 40 people, whereby 11 females and 29 males benefited. Similarly, 5,089 members of VSLAs in respective benefiting communities were trained in various income-generating activities such as soap making, hand sanitizer, Vaseline, and small businesses comprising of 2,548 females and 2,541 males. Falaye Usman, Oxfam Governance and Influencing Coordinator, Proact Project. He says a lot of mobilization has been going on, especially amongst government policy key actors. As a result, there has been a great improvement in budget allocations to agricultural sector.
With the tight support and collaboration with government officials, we've been able to deliver the Open Government Partnership for ADAMAWA State. We've also been able to promote a new way of inclusive budget system through the Community Development Plan. Interestingly, at the local government level, we are currently leading the first of its kind a social investment and empowerment program policy at the local level, which gives the local government an idea on what to do or how to do or what to exactly engage communities on in terms of poverty eradication and social protection intervention.
Finally, there is no doubt that the expansion, adoption, and replication of the project to additional local governments is a sign of successful implementation and the attainment of the project's set goals and objectives, and also speaks of the fact that sustainability is ensured by local government key actors in ADAMAWA State.
Thank you, EU, Oxfam, Proact, and